Preiss, how do children's books fit into this whole new world of electronic publishing?
Well, I think children are the early adopters of this technology. Kids are always less resistant to new technologies than parents. And I think kids feel at home with computers today, where a lot of parents feel there's a learning curve. So we're infiltrating the home by virtue of the kids, since they love anything having to do with the internet and electronics, by letting them have the ebooks experience first in the family. And we've made it very simple for parents by letting them download ebooks, much the way they would go to Amazon and order a print book. All they have to do is go to our site or the boutiques we're setting up at places like barnesandnoble.com and order books from major children's publishers in ebook form. And rather than get your coat on and get in the car and go down to the store, all you have to do is go to the site, ipicturebooks.com, and download a book.
How old is your company?
We've been in multimedia since 1983. We've done a lot of software in the CD-ROM format and in website development, but I've always had a love for the printed word in electronic form, and we've done everything since '83 in developing books, ebooks, print interactive books based on Ray Bradbury, the works of Frank Lloyd Wright, the works of Einstein, and I've had a real passion for the last decade and a half for creation of electronic content based on books.
Children's books have another challenge, and that is the fact that they need to be colorful and lots of pictures. How do you handle that in this fashion?
Well, for the first time, I think we have an efficient technology for delivery of full-color books that look as good as they do on the printed page. And I agree with you. You must have the robust color and experience the kids have in the printed book, and then go beyond that. So we're letting parents customize the book by, in some books, changing the character's name to their child's name, in some books adding music and spoken word so kids can learn to read and spell using the book, and trying to go beyond the print experience by giving things that the kids wouldn't have in a printed book, as well as all the rich visual content of the printed page.
Can you show us what one of your books look like?
Sure, absolutely. Let's take a look at one down here.
We have the division of the age groups and everything.
I'll go into Sleep Tight Pete. Now, this is one of the books from the Bank Street College of Education, which has been since the early 1960s doing conceptual work for kids. They trained Maurice Sendak and Margaret Wise Brown, so there's an honored tradition there. And this book is called Sleep Tight Pete. It's a bedtime story you could read on the lap with the child. You go in and you can click on the page and turn it much like a regular book. This is downloaded on your hard drive and you own it forever, much like a regular book.
And what does it cost?
The books are 20% less than the printed book price. We pass along the savings of not printing to the end user, the parent or the child.
Now, you said the child being read to by the parent. I have this hard time imagining the child getting up on the parent's lap, the picture of the mother and the child, the mother reading to the child with this laptop. Is that because I'm an old fuddy-duddy or what?
No, not at all, but I think since about 70% of women and children now work, that a lot of times mom is home doing her email in one corner of the screen, and the 3-year-old might indeed be on her lap with nothing to do, and in this case could be reading their ebook in the other corner of the screen. So it is something for our new reality. Also, we have handhelds. Of course, parents are plagued by the little Game Boy and other Nintendo-like devices the kids love to use in places they can't read. But with the new handheld pocket PCs and Palm Pilots and other computers, kids can now actually read in environments where they couldn't before because these machines are backlit. So we are creating children's ebook solutions where kids can download these books onto the handhelds, or their parents can, and they can read them in the backseat of the car, or because they're backlit, they can read them under the covers. And it's a whole new exciting way to open the world of books where they couldn't have them before.
How many companies are there out there doing the same kind of thing you are for children's books specifically?
I believe we're the first children's ebook publisher. Most people have focused on the academic or the reference or the adult trade space, because I started out in Sesame Street many years ago. I've always been fascinated by the kids' business and always loved children's book publishing. So I think we are the first, and because we are working with companies like Time Warner and Holt and Farrar Straus and getting many of the Caldecott award-winning artists into our store early, I hope we will be the leaders.
And where can people go on the web to find you?
www.ipicturebooks.com. We will also have boutiques at other websites, such as barnesandnoble.com.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.